Hello everyone, I am the 5-Minute Reviewer, and today I'm going to talk about the recent issue between Matt Walsh and gamers. For those not in the know, recently conservative commentator Matt Walsh talked about the recent wokeness in the video game industry on behalf of his company, the Daily Wire. Now, I'll put the link in the description below, but I'm not here to cover about what he said during his comments, but more like his interaction with the gaming community after his show. Despite speaking out against wokeness, generally his comments are not well received by the gaming community. This is for a few reasons. So one of the reasons is that during his commentary in the show, he implies that he's the first person to cover wokeness in gaming. So this is obviously not true, as many commentators such as the Romanian TV and Grumps has covered it before, but it was an offshoot comment, so I won't dwell on it. The other reason is that, and probably the main reason, is that Matt Walsh himself doesn't like video games. In a 2018 tweet, he said that our country is filled with adults who are obsessed with video games, and we must all pretend insanely that there's nothing wrong or disturbing about a child spending all day killing people in a virtual world. Ignoring the fact that only certain genres of video games involve killing lots of people or monsters, etc., Matt Walsh obviously sees gaming in a bad light and he sees it as evil and harmful. And I sort of understand his position, because once upon a time, a lot of people around his age would see video games as something very childish. I mean, growing up, my dad and my mom saw it the same way too. Rather than being seen as an art form, generally video games to me when I was growing up was seen as a vice. But it was a vice that my parents allowed me to have because they see that I don't really have other major bad habits. So yes, this is my first message to Matt Walsh. I don't know if you're watching, but it's to learn to appreciate video game as an art form. It encompasses many different genres, and you may like it and not like it. Just like for certain things, I like certain styles of music and not other styles of music. But I don't hate music as a whole, and I appreciate music as an art form. My second message to Matt Walsh is that games can be educational. I mean, growing up, I used to play this genre of games called the FIFA games, where it's about football, or as Americans say, soccer. And I learned, in addition to the rules of the games, and a lot of geography. Because the first game I played in the FIFA series is World Cup 98. And I learned about, actually, hey, there's a country called Argentina, there's a country called Chile. And I didn't know that when I was below 10 years old. Of course, in the aspect of historical games like Crusader Kings, Age of Empires and Total War, I also learned a lot of history. Like for one, I did not know that the Vikings actually landed in the New World long before Christopher Columbus. And of course, let's not forget the detective games that let me be interested in criminology and how the police work and how criminals think. All these are all great opportunities for people who play games to learn from them. And lastly, and I'm sure pretty much that Matt Walsh agree with me, that video games can be used to promote values. After all, he did a segment, as I described earlier, of how he's covering wokeness in video games. Saying that video games, in other words, video games are used to promote the message of wokeism and diversity, inclusivity and equity. I know Matt Walsh company, Daily Wire, is big on contributing to culture, as they have their own entertainment division of Daily Wire called Daily Wire Plus, and I am not mistaken, the other company is called Benki. So why not hop into video gaming and create your own video games so you can interact with the people around you and promote conservative values as you want to do so. I mean, I for one hope that my son will play The Legend of Zelda and enjoy it the same way as I did, and also appreciate the fact that he can understand the value of bravery and courage in the midst of overwhelming difficulties. My last message to Matt Walsh and of course the gaming community is to be nuanced about it. Of course, Matt Walsh doesn't have to like everything that I like, and I as a gamer don't have to like everything he likes either. But I do invite Matt Walsh, if he wants to see things from a gaming perspective, to ask any one of us established gamers to talk about it. We are more than happy to have a conversation with you. And I do appreciate that he tries to bring this controversy of wokeness in gaming to the mainstream, especially for a lot of conservative viewers who don't understand how wokeness values is seeping into culture. Okay, that's all I want to say about the topic. Peace to everyone from all sides of the political aisle. I'm not a political channel, I'm a gaming channel. So regardless whether you agree or disagree with me, I hope you all have a nice day and subscribe to the channel. Thank you everyone, and take care.